Freya Trimmon's house is one of the few kinfolk houses that is on the borderland of the Sept. Nice, healthy position, well in the protectorate zone, comfortably on the bond. There is no big issues. It's almost like the Trimmonson family kind of designed it that way, really, when you think about it. But as we are sitting here, Charlotte, it's been a quiet day. Nobody's stressing out, really. You see Freya coming in and out doing her various things. She's been noticeably busy. She's moving in, she's moving out. She's kind of fucking everywhere, really, when you think about it. It's like, Jesus, Freya, calm down a bit. But she keeps going, you know what I mean? She is all about the business and all about being busy. Like, you see Felix, like, he is around as well. Like, you'll see him. He's pretty chilled. He's in one of the living rooms, relaxing. Actually, let me get a better picture of him. There you go.
No. I'm sure at some point or another, Charlotte has at least offered, and should Freya need it, she is an extra pair of hands nearby, but she's not going to push into Freya's business, and is not going to push because, well, she doesn't blame Freya for being annoyed with her.
I mean, you can try and talk to Freya if you want to. It's kind of it's an up to you. You know what I mean? You get that impression?
Yeah. We'll say one of the many, many times she in and outs, Charlotte will probably just kind of like poke her head into whichever room, just kind of, hey, you've been up to a lot. Is there anything you need a hand with?
Freya just turns, The one, I wouldn't say it's the good eye, both her eyes are fine. It's just, you know what I mean? The one that's not
one on the good side.
half hidden by hair. She just glances at you. Just very measured, like a very measured stare.
There's a little bit of a shrug because she didn't expect like a dead stare. So she just eases a little more into frame, as it were. If not, I will clear out, but an extra pair of hands is an extra pair of hands.
You want to help with what?
I have no idea. I'm not exactly in the business of nosing into whatever you've been about, whatever's been keeping you busy. I just figured whatever it was, if you needed a hand, I'd offer.
Like a frown. Different things. Many of our clan are that people are gathering. I know a coming conflict will be soon for you, Grill, but the kinfolk with the revelation of the live member of the Sigurdsson bloodline, not just the guru that are prioritizing things.
Well, okay.
My responsibilities as a leader of the kinfolk of my people are becoming more and more prominent. You notice Freya standing a lot like her mom does. Well, from what you glimpsed of her mom in the pictures you would have seen with Ajax, you know what I mean? Proud, you know what I mean? Even the way her mother sometimes is now, proud, you know what I mean?
A woman is always proud, with very, very rare exceptions.
But you get the impression Samantha Trimmerson kind of retired from the political scene, really. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
In kinfolk wise. But Freya, it's the way she's looking, the way she's standing. You know what I mean?
Well, I thought I would avail myself if you needed me, but
In what way?
I
What,
have no idea.
what are you offering?
Whatever you need.
And what do you think I need?
My hands finally kind of splay. I have no idea, Freya. I just don't like sitting back, sitting idle, and if there was anything I could do to help, I'd like to. If you don't want me involved, that's okay too. I just didn't want to sit here in your house and take advantage of your hospitality and not at least offer to help out with anything I could.
She stares at you, the one good eye. Very fierce. She's got that fierce stare about her. Is that why your people are coming to meet me offering deals? Your tribe.
It was kind of that lip lick in carbs.
He's one of yours.
We don't share much besides a tribe.
Mentioned you by name.
In what way?
But you're in your actions in integrating with the Fenrir people is but a stepping stone.
Rest assured that anything that Carv said wasn't because he talked to me, or because I asked him to, or had anything to do with me, besides the fact that he wanted to use people close to me.
He did buy Felix that nice house.
He did.
No,
And while I am not ungrateful, again, the hands kind of splay. It kind of comes with the added knowledge that for what was saved in getting it, it's very possible that Carves and his pack are aware of anything and everything I do in that apartment.
I see.
But no, I didn't send. I didn't send Carves snooping around or asking for favors or to do anything in my stead.
Well, considering he mentioned the court of Wisconsin, I figured as much as you all had been scheming over there that this was just another additional layer of the scheme.
And I can't blame you for thinking that. Freya, if I wanted to do something with the Court of Wisconsin and I wanted to make you aware or offer you involvement, I'd do it myself. I wouldn't send Carves.
Would you?
I would. I wouldn't send Carves. I wouldn't send Raimi. I wouldn't send anyone.
That's what Freya's a good part, because you're still a girl, and she has her traditions. Let us see. Does she talk back? Oh, she does. Jesus, Freya.
Oh boy.
Now, again, she's not rude. You know what I mean? You can tell she reserves very much, as most of the Getkin you notice. She respects the fact that you're a guru. You know what I mean? Always. Everything is carefully layered so as not to make you. You know what I mean? It's not designed to piss you off so you're frenzy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's a smart girl.
But she finally says this line, which is a bit less of the tact and tone, but none of it's not designed as an inherently offensive thing. Is that why you made the deal with Leaf without telling me? Until it was after it was done.
Oh. No, I could make a million excuses for you, but in the end, I brought it first to Leaf. And I had hoped, I had earnestly believed that there was some way that we could make it work. I didn't want that. I don't want this to happen. And I didn't want to blindside you. I just hoped that maybe if I went to Leaf, if I talked to him about what was on the table, there was some way it could be fixed or brought around and it wouldn't just be me destroying two people's, not lives, but what they had.
You brought it to the Firedox who holds honor above everything.
Sorry, say again?
You brought it to the Firedox who holds honor above everything.
I did. I didn't think someone would have to compromise their personal honor to make it work. I didn't.
Journalism looks over, while for some of us, the dual marriage is common. It is. If given time, I could have understood it. In time, if I had heard it first. When you told me Leaf knew, not only will my people look to me as a figurehead and whom I marry among the Guru to birth children with will carry that same name. But for Leaf, I knew what his choice would be.
Freya, I didn't do this for some sort of personal political gain.
No, I don't think you did. If you did, you would not be welcome in my home. Regardless of your marriage to my brother. It's just very matter of fact, because I think you get the impression Freya would kick you out of her house. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Freya,
No,
Freya
Charlotte.
is no, you know what I mean? It's no one, you know, do you know what I mean? Freya is one of those people that's not afraid to kick somebody out of her house. Go or no.
I know I've said it before, and I know it gets tiresome every time you hear it, Freya, but I'm sorry. There was a life on the line.
I
You didn't
understand.
have a choice.
As I said, I understand. It's not the action I am angry with now. The initial emotional burst is done. It's who you decided to give the information to first.
And clearly that was my own mistake and my own misunderstanding as far as how these things work, and
If you had
was
told
to the
me
best
first,
benefit.
if you had told me before him, I could have reasoned it, accepted it, and approached to leave. But again, Leif Ulrichsen is an honorable man. And when he makes that decision, he makes it. It's what I admire about him. He has always chosen the hard and honorable choice, no matter how much it gives him pain.
You're not wrong.
So I knew what I knew when you mentioned that Leif already knew what the answer was. That's why I slapped you, not out of vindictiveness, out of frustration.
There's again the lips just kind of roll in for a second, and there's a nod. It's she understands. She doesn't blame Freya for lashing out.
But I have accepted it now. I will always pauses, chooses. You can tell she's choosing her words carefully. Care for Leif. But I know the man that I care for.
You know what, Torna? I don't think I have made one since getting the skill. Is there
But
any kind of politics roll or something I can make for how this could balance out any other way?
you can make an intelligence politics roll. What are you trying to glean?
The emotional aspect of it is the emotional aspect of it. And admittedly, when she agreed to it, she knew certain things about the cultures, but hadn't factored in a lot of things about the families involved, which have been very
Mm-hmm.
blatantly explained to her since.
Mm-hmm.
And
What are you
it's
trying? What are
that
you trying?
desperate kind of combing her brain for any way that this could fall out in any way that Freya or Leaf would both be willing to accept besides this. Like, no matter how ridiculously unlikely, just anything. Oh, it helps if I prototype that
All
for
in
you.
the right place.
Yeah, rolling that in the chat. Not helpful. Don't have a lot of dots in it. I have a couple.
Okay, 3. Realistically, with the Tory revelation, that's probably what breaks your heart. Before the Tory revelation and things, there could have been a certain way you could have spun it to unite things, but with the Tory revelation, everyone is now rushing and everyone is now trying to solidify positions. If anything, Freya needs to be more solid in her chasing around an Oryx, and nah, that Trimmisons can't afford this anymore. You know what I mean? Particularly with all the strength and all that. They could be declaring official friendship, yes, as a display of unity being among the get, but that'll be about it. Romantically, no, not anymore. But being good friends, seeing each other in public as friends, and all this, yes, definitely. Definitely. We'll be encouraged because, unity around the broken Sigurdsson clan. But in terms of them being what they were, very slim.
Hmm. No, I imagine. I mean, Freya knows Charlotte pretty well by now. It's that little kind of thoughtful eye darting when she's thinking, but she's not coming up with anything not realistic. She could, I don't know, find the idea that the Tribusans are tied to the Sigersons. Why not be tied to this other family? Why not make a massive united front? But this is not the place to make that platform or the time.
Mm-hmm. And the Silver Fang, the Trimmitson perspective on the Silver Fangs too, especially Gleaming Eye.
Yep. Yep.
That is one of the things that keeps punching into your mind is, oh yeah, fuck shit. You know what I mean? If this was another get, it would be a smoother process. Or Fianna even.
If Sylvia wasn't involved, this would be fine. And she could make it work.
So yeah, Sylvia. Basically, the equation that's fucking you is Sylvia. If Leaf was marrying, say, a Fianna, wouldn't be as bad. You know what I mean? There'd be some awkwardness, but the fact that it's a Gleaming Eye Silver Fang, you know what I mean? Mm-mm-mm.
Nope. And she's tried making the case of the idea that if Freya was first wife, he didn't guarantee to make this woman his first wife. He just guaranteed to marry her. But it is a case that fell flat.
Oh,
So
Freya's not entertaining that option. She thinks it's dishonorable, in her opinion, and actually not in the Freya. Leaf would think that's dishonorable. So, I mean, it's a tricky situation. At most, with 3 successes, They could declare each other as friends, alliances. You know what I mean? Like a show of unity. You know, it would be really good. You know what I mean? But in terms of what you're looking for Charlotte, aside from that, no. But you know, there are plenty of ways to get the Calantrims and Oryxons in better positions. Yes, they both have the opportunity to make a solid first step in a new era of Calantrims and Oryxons not fighting each other or rivalries. It'll be just a different path than maybe you anticipated.
No, it is. It still is not, ironically, as advantageous as that would be overall.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even remotely what she cares about in this moment.
Oh yeah, but that's what the politics will get you.
Yep.
I can't roll intelligence emotions, unfortunately.
No, sadly.
Sadly, I'm sorry.
Intelligence feels. Can I roll that?
Yeah, no, you can't. Sorry, I'm sorry. You can't roll
Damn it.
your intelligence. You
Can
can't
I
roll
buy it as a
manipulation.
secondary knowledge?
No, unfortunately, you can't roll your manip feels to feel this. You feel your way through this situation. I'm sorry.
Shit. I'm not under the illusion that I can ever do enough to make this up to you. What I've done. Like I said, if there's ever anything you want or need, anything I can do to help with what you're doing now, I'm here.
No more deals behind my back. That is all I ask. If they revolve around things I care about.
No more deals. Not behind your back.
If you do, your marriage to my brother is something I will never interfere with. But you will be no longer welcome in my home. Regardless of the other relationships you have with my family.
I understand.
That's one nod.
At the very least, rest assured that if anything does happen, if anything does come around, I will come to you directly, or I'll send someone to speak to you directly from me, someone connected directly to me. Not Carves, not another member of Sept.
Yes, that is what you mean.
I just want you to know that when these things come around, if Carves pulls something like this again, that's not me.
Oh, Freya, Jesus, I gotta. When season 2 rolls around, you're getting higher willpower all your fucking rolls.
Oh
She's
my
had the most consistent for willpower rolls out of all these NPCs on 5 willpower. She has never failed one yet.
She has. Whew.
Not yet. I've rolled at 9s, 10s. I've not failed yet.
That girl is made of fucking steel.
So, season 2 should be getting a willpower boost. She deserves it.
Go girl.
She'll look over and, you know what, just to build up the theme. Because
Do it.
I'll put the clan Trimidson theme in there. It should be there. She'll look over. And repeat the last line you said again, just so I had it in my head.
It was essentially, I will never send. I will always come to you, and the only way that I would ever come secondhand is if I can't physically be here, and it will be someone directly connected to me, someone who can speak for me word for word. What was that last line? It was, shit, this music's baller and it's making it hard for me to remember.
It's a turn. Oh yeah, he said something about oh yeah, no, I got it. For it turns. And I'll put it like this. You've seen pictures of Ajax, you see Lena, Lily, Maria, all these people. It's like that one look just transitions. They all have it. Charlotte, if I doubted you, and even if I'll rephrase, I asked you what was going on before I made a deal or even thought about making a deal. That is what I am doing right now.
My hands just come up.
It's probably the command in the voice, like, oh, you know what I mean, that catches Charlotte
Dude, the
off guard.
Tringasons always have a way of knocking her a little off balance, and truth be told, with other people, she might buck up to things more often, but Tringasons have never done wrong by her, so, well, not these ones.
That is the
So no.
fundamental difference between our two situations. I came to you and asked.
You're right.
And if I truly doubted you, or hated you, or if in any way I wanted to ruin you, look who you are married to. My other half. The one who I share the deepest connection out of everyone. And have I spoken ill of you to him?
No.
And that is your answer to your worries. I endured.
No, her heart just shatters into a million pieces. That's cool.
I mean, the power behind that line. I mean, you know what the words are for Clan Trimbus and Katie.
Oh, she does.
And she doesn't say this with any sadness. It's firmness. It's, you know what I mean? It's not like she's trying to insult you. It's pointing out the fact of, if I really wanted to go for you, I would have. But I don't. You know what I mean? I'm not. If I thought you were my enemy, I would have treated you like my enemy. I don't see you that. It's that, that type of vibe. It's definitely, that's what you can pick up what you're putting down now, Freya.
You did.
So save the apologies. As much as I appreciate them, they are no longer needed. What you can do for me. And, of course, an aid from an agent is never not unappreciated. But if you truly wish to make me happy, you are connected and married to the one person who I share the deepest connection with now that Leaf is no longer with me. So keep him safe.
That's a bob of the head. Where's...
She just nods. Letting of course, I kind of hang in the air a bit with that kind of familiar Trimlinson kind of, not like ice death stare that they give. It's this very judging. They all have it. That just kind of judging stare. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and I mean,
Doesn't just make eye contact. Now doesn't blatantly disrespect you or anything, but it's always judging.
oh, it always is. Then again, Charlotte promised to keep him safe long before they were even an item. She's pretty dedicated to this cause. This is one thing that she doesn't feel like she needs to reassure.
You get the impression it means a lot more now, if you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're technically a member of the Trimlinson family, so
Yes.
you know what I mean. So you kind of you get that impression like, I'll put it like this: it means this much more now. You know what I mean?
That much exactly?
Oh yeah. And to break the awkward silence, there's a knock on the door.
A glance.
Phoenix is like, I'll get it.
Yeah, it breaks the awkward, not quite eye contact as she, shoots a glance back. The brown net's a little just like, huh. Because she's not expecting anyone. Though she does glance over to Freya, just that curious glance. I'm not expecting anyone. Are you expecting anyone?
It's no one from me.
At which point she will nod and ease up and probably start, essentially rolling out the doorway to see what's going on. Because
there's like an awkward couple seconds where Felix is at the door. When you come out, he turns like, closes the door again. Hey, he has that expression of, this is just so much levels of awkward, I can't even. You know what I mean?
There's the curious, like, what? Like.
And walks over for a calmly. Doesn't look angry, but just it looks, again, like, you know what I mean? Has that expression.
Who is it?
Damon.
Oh. It's like kind of a glance, like, oh, just at the door.
He closed it, to be fair to him.
Yeah, she turns around and, if anything, takes a moment to give him a bit of a kiss of reassurance. Okay, thank you. I imagine that's for me then.
You sure? If you want, I can say you're not in.
Well, the hand, a hand kind of picks up and grazes his cheek. Just, there's a soft smile. Be okay.
He gives her hand to squeeze and just goes, sits in the living room, but he has that defensive, like, You know what I mean?
There's a faint smile. I'll be back in before you know it.
Yeah, when you open the door. No, he's not creeped up the door like this, but now he's like, hello.
Hello,
No.
Clarice. Now she will open the door and offer a nod and step out to meet with him because in the end it is not her house.
Yeah, he just, standing there very politely, arms folded behind his back. Very polite, astute posture, like a good boy.
To it do I owe the pleasure. She's, stepping out, picks up the faint kind of playful smile as she closes the door.
Just like a confused second, because you get the I'll give you this for free. You've been around Fiona a long time. You get this. Oh, we're not doing the Oh, wait. You know what I mean?
There's like the fuddled moment. Would you rather talk inside? I'll have to run it by Freya.
Oh, right. I assumed this was your house.
No, that's Freya's.
Just gives a nod, like, there it is. I was wondering. You were doing me a concern.
A heckin' concern that you just
Yeah.
flat denied me hospitality.
Yeah. Literally see the face, like, well, this is gone.
Everyone's something now. Oh, there's an easy going air about it, but no, she very quickly reassures. No, it's Freya's house, not mine.
Takes a couple steps off the porch. So he's on the open grass.
Yeah.
Actually, see him do it. He just steps off, like, oh, no.
Oh, well, I'll just be right over here. Yeah, she follows him down.
There we go.
So what's up, Damon?
Ah, well, I thought you would want to hear some of the things I have for you. I'm assuming you would rather this be a quiet place.
That would probably be ideal, all things considered, as she kind of glances around like, fuck. I don't suppose you have a particular place you favor? She's glancing around because look, honestly, for Charlotte, it's the roulette of who do I want to be hearing? Because someone's going to be hearing.
Well, I do know a place that not many people know about. Or they won't get past my ears and eyes.
That'll work. She just kind of, easy shrug.
Just starts walking.
That kind of, and lead on, go to her, and she'll fall into step.
And he leads you into one of those old, remember that old bush you guys used?
What, the clearing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. The clearing with their log.
Just sits down there, very calmly, very slowly. Which surprises you. It's like, huh, can this place be? Oh, I know what Damon's dead done. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's one of those things where there's a glance around and she goes, it's that half second of doing, mental tallying on who can hear and covers what, but it makes sense. This would be one of the places he's taken for himself. And being at Thayerge, if he thinks this is clear, it's as clear as it's getting.
You look over and he's like, there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, there's maybe like that half second of like, oh, look, this place I haven't been in a really long time. She'll come over and have a sit next to him. It's kind of funny to watch her kind of pluck her way around, and there's things like that knee-jerk reaction, that knee-jerk desire to sit in the place that she has always sat when they used to come here, etc., that she probably just straight indulges in. So what's up?
These people have been making me all kinds of offers.
He gets to see again the very distinctive, that little rolling of the lip of like, that, Garves.
He does think me a very insulted individual.
It's a bit of a squint.
Considering our history.
Huh.
I mean, first changing and discovering less than a week. Very, woman you professed your love to and intend to marry is now in the arms of another man, one that you reportedly known that you disliked and did not get along with. For I imagine the Raya, understanding my tribal emotion and my history, would think that I am a very aggrieved individual.
Yep, the litany of proverbial offenses has her. Again, she's been licking her lips a lot today, just like
I
lovely.
mean, you would think, you know what I mean? If you didn't know Damon, you know what I mean? I mean, could you really blame him? I mean, yeah, you know what I mean?
Nope, nope, nope. She just awesome. So that's the tactic he took.
It's more the way he would use to set up an arrangement. It's the slow, monotonous talk. The first were just light, simple touches of the bass. They happened over weeks. Now the proverbial slow knife begins to cut in, as it were. It seemed to have worked very well on the young Abel.
Got it done.
Of course, you'll merely need to make sure that the resentment is there, twist it and mold it to your own needs. You're not actively plotting against anyone. You're merely planting the idea that they'll come up with themselves. It's a very clever tactic.
And it's Damon, so she doesn't stand on ceremony at all. There's just that little bit of the eye rub, but she's like, that would explain why he was gloating.
Of course, to him I am but a sweet, innocent, angry Fianna, so vindictive in his rage. But Carve the Past has misjudged one simple thing about me.
There's the little side glance over.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. Um, eh, um, I know where my emotions and control over them lies when it comes to you.
He wanted you to do it despite me.
Of course. Turn everyone against you, even the ones you care about the most. That way you're on your own and more vulnerable. And of course, eventually you would not see the knife coming. Whether it was from him or not. If I was to be an educated guess, it would never come from him. Too obvious. If he had his way, it would probably come from me. Poetic justice, after all.
Yeah, it's just that look over that says, fuck. Because let's face it, they both know if Damon was really dead set, on fucking her over and
He'd do it.
literally shivving her.
He'd do it.
He would not only do it, but she probably wouldn't even fight it. She just assumed she deserved it. It's a really fucking good tactic. He knows Charlotte well enough to plan. Doesn't know Damon well enough.
Let me reach over and just comb a bit of Charlotte's hair out of her face. As I said, it looks like he wants to see this. He wants to see the scar. It's weird.
Well, she doesn't stop him.
As I said, he misjudged one thing.
I'm sorry you got pulled into it.
Don't be sorry.
Why? Oh, God.
His enthusiasm has been my gain.
And what have you been getting?
Who I really want.
I guess the only question is it a matter of playing things around, or is he just giving them to you?
It's the first time Damon smiles, and Charlotte, buddy. Damon don't smile often. Even the little chuckle. You know what I mean?
Oh, don't do it.
Oh no, it's not that evil, malevolent,
Okay.
like I'm psycho smile. No, it's this soft chuckle that probably jars Charlotte. You know what I mean?
It's funny because it wasn't so much that she was trying to question Damon's skill on the matter. It's more a matter of, like, did you have to play the long way around, or did he just give them to you? It's a judge. I mean, it displays in some small way her opinion of Carves. That she earnestly believes that if he thought it would get him somewhere, he'd just throw Abel right under the bus.
Oh, I didn't ask for anything. Why would I ask? That could convey my intention. The only thing I focused on was you.
Does he still think he's getting somewhere?
He thinks that I am waiting for something. He thinks that I am providing things. He thinks, more importantly, he thinks that when the time comes, that I will ensure certain things.
What's he asking you to do?
It's more what he's asking me not to do, Charlotte. This big battle will change many things in a way that we will help each other. He's not telling me to kill you. No, that would be too obvious and too much of a risk. He's making sure that everyone is appropriately covered. That certain tactics may change over the course of the battlefield.
Really?
Of course. I mean, it's logical when you think about it. Strategies will go wrong, and when you're pushing for the spirals, there will be a gap in the line. It will be a struggle. It's not asking to kill anyone, no. It's merely ensuring that certain aspects are covered. After all, you're an Adrian, you can handle that pressure. Some of the others, say the Cleats, the ones that will be there, cannot. It's a perfectly tactically sound decision. And again, when you think about it, that's the beauty of it. He's right. Because think you are an Adrian and your pack is very experienced and you'll have the Gallows as backup. But there is that chance that the line could snap or this could happen. But you're an Adrian, you can handle it. You know what I mean? But say the Cleats that are going to be running around in there or doing this thing, they would definitely not be able to handle it. You know what I mean? So having an appropriate Theurge that can help and assist and move around, it's perfect. But say for you who would desperately need aid, they mightn't get there in time.
Yeah, there's just that terse nod. He wants you to let me drop.
If the odds are in our favor, yes.
He really doesn't know you very well, does he?
He read one thing off me, and his mind assumed another. He knew me, and he knew that I was looking for something. His mind pieced it on together before I could finish.
You know, he gloated about the fine suggestions he made for people's futures.
Of course, anticipating that you would give a reaction. But you have done so before in the past. Again, this is all not unprofound behavior that I've seen from you.
You know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna roll something.
To roll in there, but
I'm rolling not a fairly high diff because it's not a very harmful thing, but the temptation to ask is there, so
do it.
why would you do that? There we go.
It's up to you, but do you want to ask the question?
She just shifts the question the slightest bit, makes it a little more vague. She probably honestly has kind of hunkered forward, set to where she has her hands, her head kind of tucked over a hand, probably has the thumb up. And again, she's always brushing the side with the scar. The texture is a distraction. The odd, nervous feedback on the scar, even, is a little bit of a distraction. So she's doing that as she kind of glances over. What did you tell him?
Tell him what?
Oh, I need to find a different thing.
Tell him what, Charlotte?
Not either. Curious glance over. The offers, the suggestions. What did you say?
Well, in order to create believability, you have to add a grain of truth in there. I mentioned something. And like a viper, he capitalized on it.
Is that?
I've watched you before.
Yeah, I know the hand has worked around a little bit, so she's not quite chewing on the thumbnail. She's just kind of, again, it's playing around the lips. She's kind of nibbling on it thoughtfully. Though she does turn a glance at that. And naturally, he dropped it in the very next conversation he had with me.
Precisely. Like I said, I've watched you.
Did it help? Or just hurt?
Well,
Oh, yeah, you can see her. They're just rolling around thoughts, rolling around questions, dismissing a lot of them. Does he think you're going to do it?
yes.
Does he think you're considering the other offer too?
What other offer? Oh, the Wisconsin. He. It's more that the talks are being done. I can talk. Doesn't mean it will go over anywhere. Anywhere. I have no interest. As I said, I have no interest in other mates. Whatsoever. And any political ramifications will, of course, benefit. Regardless, it's not important. I'm just a foster. And as long as I keep my cards to my chest, there is no real damage that can be done.
You know what? How is Damon sitting? Because by now Charlotte's kind of. It's not so much that she's slumped as that it's that thoughtful slump forward.
He is upright like a crow, watching.
You still worry, you know?
Worry about what?
Just worry about you. Don't like you raining curves crosshairs.
I think what you can describe me. I think what you can do to describe me now, when you think of cows and me. You lean over. Beware that when you're fighting monsters, you yourself do not become a monster, for when you gaze long into the abyss also gazes into you.
Yeah, this does not alleviate her concern. It's just like, oh, this got really weird really fast.
So what will happen at this battle is I will cover the appropriate areas. This is my due diligence. Of course. But when the signal comes, if you look like you're in duress, I will make sure that you are very well supported. And unfortunately, others will not be.
And yeah, she weighs that for a second because if he wanted him backing his pack, he's got a Theurge. He wanted him backing Abel's pack. They have a Theurge. Huh.
Kavsapath is not my target. So as long as you don't interfere with that, then Charlotte, you and I are the same as we've always been.
You planning to just let someone else drop on the field?
No. He's a capable Galliard. He should be fine.
Like I said, especially if he's like leaned down with her now at this point.
No, he's just leaned over and then leaned back and up like a crow, watching you.
You know, probably gets like the pat on the knee or something then, because that's what's down and close to her. Just don't worry.
Don't worry. What am I worried about?
Irony is said with such an easy smile, just I'm always gonna worry.
What are you so worried about?
Who knows? Someone trying to take advantage? Maybe someone who has a better grasp than him? They're smart enough to actually see all the everything that happens under the surface? Here?
Not here.
Not here.
This is my place. The only thing I ask in return for giving you this gift There's one question, and you can't lie.
There's like a thoughtful glance over because, man, his questions are never not utterly brutal and fucking poignant. What's that?
And he leans right in. Right the fuck in. What's always been wondering on my mind? Did you think about me when you walked up that aisle?
Just that. I mean, he gets that kind of lash flutter that you get when you get within like a certain amount of someone's personal space. Just like, oh, we're here, hello. But she doesn't balk. She doesn't back off. It's Damon. She doesn't need to back off. And yeah, there's just kind of the there's no hiding her expression. There's no subterfuge role here. Just the Jesus, Damon.
Doesn't say anything, just watches you.
I mean, yeah. How could I not? No matter how big everything was, no matter how many things were going on under the surface, it doesn't change that I'm not going to just forget.
Even when you looked into his eyes.
Yeah, this is about where she finally takes a proper, real look at him because,
Face is impassive, much like the picture.
she finally starts to kind of sit up a bit. Just, Damon, that's.
That.
You know what? In the end, he will still. You know what? Let's see which way this goes. I'm curious. Okay. She finally she does the thing. She kind of looks away. It's an uncomfortable subject. She doesn't try to like up and leave. She just at least briefly breaks eye contact. Probably looking down, pulling her shirt this way or that, resettling her hands before she looks back again. Where I'm looking doesn't change what I worry about. I told you, I'm always gonna worry. He's welcome to P&E that.
Give it a go. Gets one.
I mean, it's enough to tell that the answer is easily yes, and she's essentially just trying to keep things appropriate. Because let's face it, Charlotte had a lot to focus on and had a lot of love for Felix. And yeah, she looked into his eyes, and there were moments where things were easy for just a second. But the rest of the time, one of the nagging thoughts that she couldn't drop was that she never thought she would have that day, and Damon wouldn't even be there. I mean, maybe even in times before she realized that they might have been engaged, she'd always figured he'd be there somewhere, one of the groomsmen or part of the crowd, or there with her on the aisle. But the idea of him not being there at all, it's what happened. It's almost offensive. So you can tell she's trying to keep it appropriate.
And with that, Damon just stands up. Very calmly, very measured. Thank you for your time, Charlotte Ryan. I trust this information will be good use to you. No vindictiveness, no bitterness, no nothing. Just calm, controlled. That dead tone to his voice, as always.
I'm gonna make a go at it because the Ryas came back out. Ever since I've gotten these 2 extra dice, my rolls have been dog shit.
Yes.
It's only 2.
That's again for 2. The fact that you immediately went to let's keep it inappropriate and not be honest, straightforward. It's actually Fiona-ish in his response. It's like he asked for honesty, and you gave him a defense mechanism. He got the answer he wanted. He's not angry. He was curious to see, would you be straight up with him and just say it? He got what he wanted. Got the answer. He's not mad. He's not bitter. It's like a person who's like, I've solved the equation and is just standing up.
Yes. There is a searching glance because, every time the Mariahs come back out. Thank you, Damon.
Thank you for clarifying.
She not.
Fuck, that willpower was amazing.
His willpower rolls have been like fucking aces shit this entire game. What
Him
the
and
fuck?
Freya. Him and Freya. Nope.
She will go
So
to pull herself up.
passive, so just. It's eerie, man. How Damon is so fucking calm.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, any other Fianna you've met, and the way he acts, he would have popped off by now. You've even seen Damon pop off before.
Oh yeah, it scares the shit out of her.
But no. So calm. So controlled.
Yep, she will ease up, and he seems to be pretty done. And it's one of those things where no matter how many things she'd like to say, she just need to send him flying off the handle.
Probably what's noticeable is just the coldness from it. Again, you could definitely could derive it's cold. Like it's just this, I've got what I wanted now, and I am going. You know what I mean? I'm not flipping out. I'm not angry. It's just this very cold air about it.
Yeah.
I mean, if she wants to say something, he's there. You know what I mean?
She kind of licks the teeth for a second, glances over as he's, gotten up, turned whatever he's going to do, put on that cold. I know it's not part of the exchange. But why ask?
I wanted to see, would you be honest with me? I think I deserved it, honestly. I figured I did. At one point in my life with you. So I wanted to ask, without insulting you, or being bitter, or holding on to grudges. I hear you'll be leaving eventually. It's the impression everybody's getting by the way some of your packmates have talked, or the way some of the people are displaying. I thought now would be a good time to ask.
In that case,
You've given your answer, Charlotte.
I know.
Let's not try and pretend something. You gave the answer you wanted to give at the time. And now I'm giving response back as per your answer.
She rolls it around. Like, tell she's wrestling with something. And before she disengages properly, she doesn't even like turn to like meaningfully look at him when she says it. It's you don't need to make a dramatic gesture or pull or pose when you confess something. She just looks over. Well, doesn't even look over. She says, I meant what I said at your dinner table.
I'm sure a part of you did.
What part of me?
The part of you that's trying to get the last word in, to justify yourself when you realized something. The part of you that you don't want to acknowledge because it would not be prudent for you to acknowledge. You've given your answer to me, and I've accepted it. There is no need to try and justify yourself to me now. I'm not insulted, and I'm not insulting you. I asked you for honesty. I asked, and you gave me your response. And that is it. Don't take it as some insult. It's just the way things are now. I could say something petty and vindictive, and I would feel better for the course of adrenaline that would spur my system. But the truth of the matter is, the disappointment that I had expected something different is enough emotion for one day for me. Now, if you don't mind, Charlotte, let us not try hang each other.
She nods. The hands kind of just go into her pockets. And she will cease trying to get the last word and just finally start moving.
Where are you going, Charlotte?
Uh, Probably trailing roughly around back towards Freya's.
You open the door and he's sitting on the porch waiting. Basically, he's there. Like, you don't open the door. He's like, you know what I mean. He's there.
Hey,
Hey, everything okay?
seems like a nasty case. The same shit, different day. Someone's doing this, someone's doing that. It just never stops. Comes in and, you know, depending on where he is, probably goes to hunker down next to him.
Part of the life, I suppose.
Feels that way.
Figure it out. These are the hair ruffle. Well, I hear there's a good bunch of stupid action movies that we can go watch on TV. Don't have to think about all this sad edgy shit if you'd like.
That actually sounds awesome.
Well, stands up. Come on, we're not thinking about anything. Come on, in we go.
What? But
Move,
what if
move
it's,
it or lose it, Mrs. Trimminson. Go on, get in there.
well,
Pointing.
she still gets
Foot stomp.
adorably flustered every
Little foot
time that
stomp.
missus happens.
Little foot stomp and everything.
Oh, so commanding.
Get in there. Go on. Yeah, you plonk it down and start watching action movies and shit, you know? He's just like, no, we're not indulging in sad feels today. No.
Yeah.
Katie. I'm not even apologize for what I'm about to do. But so as you're watching action movies and all that,
Oh, Jesus, what is this?
you know, the scene fades out. Charlotte's happy with Felix. Everything's engaging, you know what I mean? And from the window, in the Umbra, looking through the mirror, that is where this scene will end.